Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Welcome back if you're new to my channel. My name is Kyla and this is our newest little baby. This is Miss Emerson. Oh my gosh. You guys, I cannot put her down lately. Like, it just keeps dawning on me that this is my last baby and she's so precious and I just want to snuggle her all the time, and she's so snuggly. And she loves laying on my chest like this. It's like the perfect position. She's so comfy. But anyway, so for today's video, I honestly have been struggling with what kind of videos to make. Number one being because of just the time crunch and having 3 kids, and it's just been crazy. So not really like knowing what to film, and honestly feeling so frazzled that I don't want to make videos that are like hard to follow or just unorganized. But I thought today would be a good day to make a video about just how I'm really feeling, because sometimes it's really easy to look on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and see moms and just assume that they're doing really good and that they've got it all under control, and sometimes it can feel like we all look put together on Instagram, you know, versus reality, when it's not really like that. So I just wanted to film like a chat with me video basically, because I know, for one, if I put her down, she's gonna wake up, and I thought what better thing to do than just to do a casual like chat. So that's what we're going to do for today's video. I just want to talk with you guys about how I'm feeling, how my 6-week appointment went. I didn't ever really give an update on that. So I just wanted to chat and give you like an inside scoop of like how I'm really feeling and what it really has been like. And it's not so like Instagram, everything is happy-go-lucky all the time, because that's just not reality. And we all know that. Perfect. This is like the perfect spot to film. Okay, let's get comfy. Oh my gosh, my arm is tired. I think I need my boppy pillow. Here we go. All right. I am not one to profess to be like this put together stay-at-home mom, okay? I feel crazy 99% of the time. My house is a mess. But something that I've learned and I've realized this time around, with it being my 3rd baby, is when my kids, my older 2, were this size, I wish I would have spent more time enjoying them at that stage and every stage they went through, as opposed to feeling like I had to clean or do projects or whatever it was. I've always been like a very go, go, go person. So slowing down and taking time, like not doing anything, is very hard for me. But this time I really am challenging myself to enjoy it. So anyway, I had let's just back up. I have to burp. I just chugged a bunch of coffee. Okay. Alright, so if you're new to my channel, or you have not been following me, this is Emerson. She is 7 weeks old. She is my 3rd baby. I have a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old. And so, yeah. I stay at home full time with them, and my husband also owns his own business and he works from home as well. So it's a very interesting dynamic. It's definitely a blessing, but also very crazy most of the time. Anyway, I had Emerson on September 15th. She was 2 weeks early, and I was not prepared at all because I was convinced that she was going to go to her due date. Honestly, I was in prodromal labor. So I have a video about that. I'll link it down in the description box below. I have updates for pretty much the whole pregnancy, with the exception of the 4 months that I had hyperemesis gravidarum. If you want to know about that, I'll link that video down below too. Anyway, so getting to the point, how I've really been doing since having her, I feel like the first 3 or 4 weeks were really great, even though I was super tired, of course. It's like that initial honeymoon phase where you're like, you know, this new baby and you're just taking it all in and you're just trying to find your own routine. And I feel like emotionally and hormonally, I did really well through those first 4 weeks. And then after about a month, I started feeling a lot of anxieties, a lot of OCD kind of like thoughts and tendencies, and I'll explain that in a minute. And I just knew that, you know, knowing my history with anxiety and depression, like just knowing that, like, definitely was good, but it doesn't make it any easier. And postpartum depression is something that I feel like has a very like stigmatized idea around it. And even I find myself sometimes not wanting to talk about it because you don't want people to like think you're crazy. Because sometimes I do think that we as a society, I'm not saying like me personally or you personally, I'm saying like as a society as a whole, sometimes, you know, we're very judgmental of mothers. And so it's really hard as a mom to be really open about your feelings. And so even making this video, I feel like very vulnerable because a lot of people don't talk about the reality of like the struggle behind that newborn phase. And because you do have a baby, you don't want to seem ungrateful. You don't want to seem like you're being a brat. And so a lot of times we don't talk about the things that are like really bothering us, or like the things that, you know, no one told you to expect. Being a third-time mom, I knew like what to expect and all these feelings and emotions, but it's still hard when you're going through it. So I had my 6-week postpartum checkup and everything was fine according to them. Of course, it was a very quick visit. She cleared me for exercise, sex, all of that. And I got a prescription for birth control. So I am taking the mini pill, which is totally fine while you're breastfeeding. You don't want to take anything with estrogen while you're breastfeeding because it can dry your milk up. So I started that knowing that we are finished. I got my birth control. I got, you know, cleared for everything. I had her increase the dosage of my anti-anxiety and anti-depression medicine because I was just feeling super low and not having an outlet to de-stress or decompress. Of course you're going to feel depressed, honestly. That is normal. So I warred between, you know, oh, this is normal, or oh no, this is PPD, like not even really, you know, knowing whether to classify it as PPD. But they gave me this survey test quiz at my appointment, and the score that I had showed that I was not at risk for postpartum depression. However, I do feel like some of the things I've experienced definitely are under that umbrella of feelings, because I feel like postpartum depression can include so much, so many symptoms. And so it's important to understand that maybe you don't look like you have it, or it doesn't fit in that category, but maybe it is. For example, and I had this with both of my other ones too, and I wish I would have known this, and I breastfed all of them. So there is a condition, or a condition I guess we'll call it, called dysphoric milk ejection reflex, DMER. And it's like this feeling of sadness, panic, anxiety, disorientation, like when breastfeeding, and it can be linked to like the letdown reflex of breastfeeding. So after I had my first, I would experience these really weird waves of like panic. It was always when I woke up from sleeping, and I would feel like something really bad happened, but nothing did. And I would go into this like panic, start crying, hyperventilating, like couldn't even like say what was wrong. Experienced that with my first one. I didn't tell anyone. I mean, obviously my husband knew, and he was really great and helped me like breathe through it. And you know, I just thought it was anxiety, because I've always had anxiety. I've had a generalized anxiety disorder for my whole life. So I just thought that's what it was. And then it happened again with my second, and then again when I had Emmy. And I just would have these episodes of feeling extremely panicked and so disoriented, like not even feeling like myself. And it was probably partially sleep deprivation, but hormones. And a friend of mine reached out on Instagram and said, hey, I don't know if you know, but this is what this is, and you can read more about it. And she sent me some screenshots of some descriptions, and I'm so thankful that she did, because I always just thought, me being a third-time mom here, guys, just thought, oh wow, like that's just me, it was anxiety. But it's actually something that women who are breastfeeding can experience, and it can go as far as you having very disturbing thoughts. It can just be really awful. So I had it not as many times after having her, and I don't know if that is because my hormones went, you know, regulated faster. I had like 3 episodes where I felt like that hyperventilating panic attack, totally like the dysphoria, like that's exactly how to describe it, you know, just this feeling of extreme panic and disorientation, and feeling like I don't even know what's going on or where I am or who I am. It was so awful. And so I did experience that at first, and was really thankful that I talked about it on my Instagram, because then it led a friend of mine to say, hey, like, you're not alone, this is what this is. So I wanted to talk about that more in this video. I know I mentioned it before, but I did experience that. And then also experiencing like just super low feelings, which, like I said, I warred with myself, like, is this PPD, or am I just exhausted and burned out because all I'm doing is taking care of a newborn and my kids? And you feel guilty about feeling like that. You feel like you shouldn't feel like that because you have children and they're healthy and all this fun stuff. And it becomes this vicious cycle of, you know, criticizing yourself, which makes it even worse. And so anyway, I've been dealing with that and just trying to find things that help me, that give me an outlet, like vlogging and, you know, different things, different little things, just to try to regain some sense of normal, because that's important as well. And I think that a lot of moms are, you know, we don't, or we're afraid to say anything. So we don't, like, I know for myself, like, I'm not going to go into detail about how hard it is with the average person, because I don't want people to think I'm crazy. It's hard to feel like you have an open space to talk, and even me making this video is like kind of scary, but I just feel like I'm not the type of person that can like be like, oh, everything's great and it's not hard at all. Like, and a lot of you have thanked me for this, like always shown like the real struggles of motherhood in a very satirical way, where it's kind of funny, it's like, you know, but then there are times where we have to acknowledge that it is very hard, and it can be very hard emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically. And it's important to understand that you're not always going to feel 100%. Video and talk about, you know, how I'm really feeling, and yeah, being honest and open, and hopefully it helps someone else and gives you guys some insight to what it's really like, and to know that, like, not to scare you, but to empower you to know, like, it's not going to be rainbows and butterflies all the time. It is going to be a roller coaster, and just knowing that, you can be more prepared for it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up to support my channel, and then subscribe for more videos like this. And if you have any suggestions for videos, please let me know, because I'm feeling so like low on like creative ideas. So you guys tell me what kind of vlogs you'd like to see. Give me some ideas, spark some creativity. I would so appreciate it. And yeah, I will see you guys next video. Bye bye.